Sessions and Lessons Unscripted.
Let's go.
And now your hosts, Joel and Gloria Rosario.
And welcome to the Sessions and Lessons Unscripted podcast. Your host here, and by my side, the lovely, wonderful, funny,
Yes.
smart.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we throw in there? Gloria Rosario, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, Gloria?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm not gonna lie, I could be better. But I survived another day, I guess, so can't complain too much. How are you?
I still have a heartbeat.
No, that's good. Heartbeats are good. Anything interesting or different, or just the same old, same old?
No, same old, same old.
I hear
Nothing
you.
absolutely new to report. Very boring.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, I guess boring can be good, right?
Better than drama and destruction.
Well, I guess so, right?
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, admittedly, I mean, I'm fine, I suppose, but, yeah, to be honest with everybody out there listening and you, I feel like, I kind of feel like I've been getting mentally beat down, if that makes any sense. Um, some of my issues, I guess, um, the anxiety or panic attacks, stuff like that. I was kind of getting pushed in that way, but I managed and I got through it. So I'm grateful for that. And it's every day is, I don't want to say every day is a struggle, but people struggle, right? And like we've said before, you have good days, you have bad days. And the past few days have been not so great days for me mentally, but I made it through. So I just got to build on that, I guess.
Yeah, just keep going. Do the best you can.
All right. Well, I mean, that's all. That's all we can do, really, right? I mean, what's the other alternative?
Take a nap.
You're right. That's Gloria's answer for everything. She just wants to take a nap. Actually, naps do sound good. Although at the time of recording, it's almost bedtime. So I'll be sawing logs on cloud nine, counting sheep. What else? Dreams of sugar plums? I have no idea. All right, so yeah, this week in conversations, in our many conversations, because Gloria likes to talk.
I do.
No, I mean, we have good conversations. I enjoy our conversations. We not only are we the two biggest goofballs in the Chicagoland area, but we do sit down and have pretty meaningful discussions, which is one thing that I really appreciate. And I appreciate about this lady sitting next to me. She's just awesome, and I'm not just saying that.
Oh, please shower me with more compliments. I'm enjoying this.
Now, and on second thought, I should stop because your head can't get any bigger.
I'm so cocky today.
But that's good. That's you have confidence in yourself today, so confidence is good.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we were talking about. You brought up an interesting subject this week. Irrational fears, which I don't think anybody out there. I know I don't really think about it. What was it that caught your attention on irrational fears?
Well, I was thinking about just you know I don't know what to say. Hold on.
Weren't you saying something there was something that happened to you, or I don't remember what triggered it.
Well, I don't think it was so much something that happened. I guess it was just like a memory that I had. I couldn't sleep the other night, and
Mhm.
I started, thinking about my childhood. You know how like when you can't sleep, your mind just goes to
Oh yeah,
different.
you just wander.
Yeah, so I was thinking about the time when I had to been in kindergarten, and one of my biggest fears was taking a bath. Oh no,
Okay.
listen, hear me out. So
Okay.
hear me out.
Uh-huh.
So I had just finished watching Jaws. Remember the movie Dun 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 Dun?
Yeah, I think we
Yes.
need a bigger boat. Yeah.
So my fear, irrational fear, was that when I went to go take a bath, Jaws was gonna come
Come
to
out of the drain.
yes, out of the drain. And I was so
Okay.
petrified because like when I would pull the plug, you know how it makes
Yeah.
all those like weird noises and stuff? I was like, oh, I always like would get scared and think that, Jaws was gonna come up
Coming
and
to eat
eat
you.
me. So I just thought it was one of those like random thoughts where it was like, what? But it was funny at the same time.
Right. But that brings up a good point anyways. It's funny. I mean, funny maybe when you're a kid and you're thinking of stuff like that. Not funny, but uh, people are afraid of silly things, right? Or things that basically are just kind of in your head, right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of stuff that you're fearing is basically you're making it up,
Right.
and it's there's nothing there. That's like when you're sitting in a room and you could swear that hoodie over there moved. Like it's not moving. It's a hoodie.
Right.
So yeah, I mean I could totally see that. And in everyday life, I guess that can affect you, right? I would have think it can affect your
I mean,
quality of life, I
not
guess
not
for
not only that, just maybe sometimes rational thinking and irrational thinking kind of cross over.
what
You
do
know
you
what I
mean?
mean? Like of course it's normal to have like fears, right?
Right. Of
Our minds are made to, protect us and,
course.
all
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So what I mean is when you're experiencing some kind of irrational fear, I think it's more like your brain trying to rationalize things.
Almost like getting you ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Because our brains are made to protect us from, certain
Well, to
situations.
keep us
Right.
safe. Yeah.
So, when we get that like red flag or that, moment of like, oh, some irrational fear,
Hmm.
it's I think it's our mind just processing things and
Kind of playing.
trying
Well, not playing tricks on
no,
us,
no,
but
not tricks, but
right.
you know what I'm saying, preparing you for something.
Well, it kind of is trying to trick you, I guess, right? Because if you have a irrational fear about something, it's like making up a scenario and then making itself ready to deal with said scenario.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So
Although that doesn't work for my Jaws theory.
I guess I don't know, but I mean we got to be careful with that too because I mean having irrational fears, I think it can trigger anxiety and panic or panic attacks.
I could see that.
And the reasons are not really logical.
No.
It goes by logic, right?
Right.
So, I mean, if you really think about it, that's I guess that was the word I was looking for. It's irrational and illogical. It's kind of goes together.
Right.
So, that's something that I mean you gotta keep that in mind that it can affect you. It makes anxiety worse.
Yeah.
So uh and then and it does affect your life, right? Because then you're afraid to do anything. You're afraid to take chances. You're afraid to you're always afraid, and it like it like stops your growth that and
Right.
you don't progress at all.
No, and I could see this interfering with your daily life and activities and
Yep.
decision making.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
because irrational fears are things that basically don't make sense.
Right. They're irrational.
They're irrational.
Right.
They don't make sense. So
Right.
I could see it affecting like your decision making and all that.
Absolutely. Like I said, I mean, it's if you're afraid of failing, you're not going to try. If you're afraid of being laughed at, you're not going to wear that top you like, or you're not going to, dress in that dress or that suit that you like because you think you look, people are going to judge you or they're going to laugh at you. Or so instead of getting enjoyment and making yourself feel good or doing things that make you feel good,
It's having the opposite effect.
exactly, you avoid it because, oh, so and so's gonna laugh at me, or I'm gonna go to work and people are gonna make fun of me, or I'm sure everyone out there listening knows what we're kind of talking about.
Yeah. And there are a lot of different types of, irrational fears. Like,
Yeah, they're all over the place.
some people are afraid of butterflies and insects and, think about it, a butterfly really, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to laugh for
No,
people out
but-
there that are afraid of butterflies, but
it's an irrational
no, I
fear.
get it. Yeah,
You can't compare a butterfly to like a scorpion or you know what I
Right.
mean? They're two different, but yeah.
which brings to mind, and I'm sure you guys out there like some of these talk shows where people are afraid of jars of pickles, and which I think some of those are made up. There's crazy stuff out there and weird stuff out there, but I mean, for those shows, I'm sure those things are made up. You're not the father, or this lady's scared of olives.
Right. No, but we were just talking about that. There was I don't know if it was like Montel Williams or, one of the,
My God, that's a blast
that's
from
a
the
blast
past.
from the past. I don't remember if it was
Montel
him
Williams.
or Sally Jesse Raffi. One
Oh
of the,
my gosh, lady, well you just put. Let's talk about Donahue and
Right?
who else? Like Dick Cavett. Good Lord, God,
No,
we're old.
They used to have like those weird segments and,
Yeah.
there was this one lady that was scared of like, what was it? A cat or a kitten or something, and she was like
I mean,
flipping out.
That's cats and animals I can kind of see because I've known people that don't like dogs because they make them nervous. And I mean, I can kind of see. I don't know if I would call those irrational.
No,
You
that's
think
an
so?
irrational fear. I'm sorry. You're gonna be scared of like a little, puppy. Like, yeah.
I mean,
I
I
don't know.
guess.
I guess that's why it's called irrational fears.
Right.
Right. So, anyways,
Yeah. I mean, and I guess a lot of, where does irrational fears come from? You think?
childhood.
You think so? Well, yeah, for sure.
Because when you're, little, your imagination runs wild. I mean,
Yeah, and you learn things.
yeah,
I guess. Yeah. So I guess from your childhood, if you had like trauma or even negative things happen to you, I can see that forming a lot of irrationality.
Yeah, and I think that it's also a learned behavior from parents and friends and other sources.
Yeah. From parents, I'm wondering. We kind of talked about this. May be another subject we talk about in another episode, but I don't know. I'm, welcome everybody out there listening. Whatever part of the world you're from, what city, state, whatever backgrounds. But Gloria and I are of the Latino persuasion, and if you are Latino, you kind of know how how Latino childhoods are. So, I forgot what was this. I mean, like I said, this is another subject we might touch on later on, but for lack of a better term, there's toxicity there,
Yeah.
right? I guess when you're growing up, and learn behavior, and not always like good behavior, I guess.
No.
Like it could be, it's a big thing we can get into, but we'll get into it later. But I mean, especially when you're young, you're like a sponge.
You absorb
You absorb everything,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I could totally see bad behaviors or like anxieties or fears or anything like that being learned when you were younger.
Right. And I think a lot of it has to do with our evolution and how we're wired,
Yeah.
fight or flight responses,
Yep.
and all that stuff misfiring.
Yeah.
So I think that combined with learned behaviors from your parents and your peers and your teachers and all that all comes to play when you're trying to kind of normalize things or learn things, as you're forming your brain.
Would you say, and I pose this question to everybody, you guys could chime in out there in podcast land. Do you think you get more irrational fears, and anxiety from family or peers, or like, aka friends, acquaintances, blah blah blah?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both.
A combination.
Well, because when you're not with your peers, where are you with your family?
True.
So it's either you're getting it from, group A or group B or both.
Right. I don't know. I kind of want to lean towards peers and acquaintances and things like that.
Mm.
That's kind of my opinion, because I almost, well, especially us adults, right? We're like always with not, we're like not home. So we're, you know, always around other people that are not our family.
Yeah.
Even though they tell you that, hey, we're family here. No, you're not. We're not family. Absolutely not.
All right, what else?
All right. So, yeah, I would say, my opinion, I think it's more on the friend side, not so much family, although family for sure. Everyone out there's got, I mean, family issues and people in their family, and, everyone's got a story per se, um, so for sure, irrational fears and stuff like that will have a big time impact on your life, and it strains relationships, and like we were kind of touching on it before, you just avoid doing stuff.
Right.
So, like, I mean, you can say you like going to concerts, but you're afraid that people are gonna laugh at you if you go to a concert, or um, it could be anything really.
Yeah. And it's just, sometimes I think we make those situations up in our heads,
Well, yeah,
because what are the chances that you go to a concert and instead of focusing on the, whoever's performing,
well, yeah, you're there to enjoy a band you
right,
like.
no
and-
one's there to really pay attention to you.
Right,
You might get-
exactly.
You might get a douche that, will point something out or make fun of you or something, but for the most part, everyone's there enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they're not paying attention
No,
to
I
you.
think part of the rationality is I walk in and people notice me, but you're just one person in a building full of 1,000 people.
Well, it
So,
depends on who you're seeing.
well,
Maybe
yeah,
it'd be more than 1,000 people.
but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. But yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, it takes your enjoyment away, right? Like, there's a lot of and the first thing, what just popped into my mind is, like, we were kind of talking about this in another episode about, like, say, certain hobbies. Like me, I'm going to talk about me, not, I'm not talking for anybody else, but so the fear of being judged because like, my drumming, I think it sucks, or, and it prohibits me from actually getting in there and doing it, because I'm afraid that, well, that's another thing, right? It reduces your self-esteem, and your self-worth takes a big hit. So because I don't think I'm worthy, and I don't think I'm very good. I just don't even try. You know what I mean? So it's like
That
it
could be
kills.
like self-destructive behavior too, I think.
Yeah, I mean that leads to that for sure. And then of course what happens, and it leads to anxiety and depression because I knew I couldn't do it, or why did I even bother trying?
Right. And I think that builds on the self-sabotage and that self-destructive behavior to where, you don't believe in yourself, so you stop trying certain things and you limit yourself.
Right. So how should we how do we get rid of irrational uh thinking and all of that stuff?
Um, Therapy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what I'm talking about. Go to therapy.
Yeah, go to therapy. No, but I mean, no, that's good. I mean, for sure, we've said before that uh there's no shame in going to therapy. There's no shame in asking for help. I mean, even if you don't go get medical or mental help, even talking to a cousin, a brother, a sister, or a good friend, or even that will help you.
No, and I think some people think that, irrational thoughts are um how do I want to say it? Irrational thoughts are limiting you to doing things.
Right? We were just talking about that.
Right. And I think that when it comes to self-doubt and, all that like irrational thought is that some people can just snap out of it. Just like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. It's kind of silly or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like that when when you do present that you're nervous about something or not sure of something. Oh, that's nothing. What are you afraid about? Just like the whole like stop being depressed thing. Yeah, I
Doesn't
don't,
work.
yeah, it's annoying.
No, but I mean, if you have like an irrational fear of like, insects or something like that, like, that has to go back to like the caveman eras, like when we were petrified of like everything and, thunder was, the gods crying or, you know what I mean? It was just like things are so.
Didn't know any better.
No, we didn't know any better. And I think that
Right.
that's where all that stems from. Our brains are just wired that way to be, self-preserving and self-protecting and, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but it makes sense to
It
me.
sounded good though.
Sounded good.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone out there will agree how intelligent and well versed and well schooled you are.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so there's no shame in looking for help. So I mean, and you can also do stuff on your own, right? Try to get more into be more mindful and more aware of what's up. Try relaxing, reading books, shoot, man, playing video games, anything that you can just chill, right?
Right. And sometimes just sitting back, taking a few deep breaths and just closing your eyes
Yeah, taking a break.
just kind of gives you that second to like disconnect and refocus.
Hmm.
I find myself doing that a lot. Like if I get really nervous or anxious, I just take that, 5 minute, sit down and breathe.
Yeah, I know.
Break.
I know all about that because I know when I get my panic attacks, I have to stop what I'm doing, and I have to I just kind of stay still, breathe.
And you rationalize through things.
I just yeah, exactly, and it's just you try to like talk yourself off the ledge for you know it's I mean, it's just something that I've kind of normalized when I do have them. Um, but other things that, like, for me personally, and this would help other people out there, like the blog. I started a blog a long time ago, because I was going through a lot of stuff, and it would help me out. And the more I did it, the more it helped me out. And I don't think that's a bad idea for people out there. Journaling, blogging. I mean, shoot, now with TikTok and all of that stuff, you can even do the video, the vlogging. And if you got something to say, just jump online and just, put yourself out there. Right?
Yes, just sit back, relax, put yourself out there. And it's okay to give yourself that break in between.
Right.
And just, take time to rationalize things.
And just think about it too. And they always tell you, like, don't be afraid to do stuff, just do it. Or if you want to post that video, post it. You want, like, this podcast, perfect example. I was
just pulled this out of the air. We don't know what we're doing.
I wouldn't say pull it out of the air. If anyone out there runs into any like our family members or whatever, this is something that I've had kind of an idea, and I just never jumped on it. It took me a while because I was afraid to do it, and I didn't want to, my voice, I don't like how my voice sounds. It's not, who's going to want to listen to it.
And at this point, like, you look back and it's like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, now it's like, especially the more we've done this, the more and more I feel comfortable doing it. And we look forward to doing it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of distracting from my everyday crap,
Yeah. See, so there you go. It's
and,
like,
the thing is that I didn't even want to be a part of this. Like, I was just going to do that one, in my brain.
Well, my intention was to have you join me.
Your intentions.
Yeah.
My intentions were just to come in every once in a while, just to give you balance.
Yeah, so if you guys, thank you, by the way, for guys that are following, subscribing, and listening on the regular. If you go back, and I purposely left the old episodes up, right? Because at one point I was going to take them all down and just leave our episodes up. And maybe down the line, maybe redo subjects that I did before. But I kind of want people to hear, and even myself, the progress, right? So, like, I mean, even when you listen to the old ones, my mics don't sound right. I sound like I'm in a tin can. And I know I probably say a lot on here, but but yeah, it was not great.
They weren't exactly horrible. I've heard worse.
Yeah, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is y'all got to start somewhere, right? And you have to overcome that fear. So now that I've kept doing it, and then the more research I do and the more prepared I am, it's becoming easy and second nature, and it's something I look forward to.
Definitely, it's kind of funny too, because in the beginning, like maybe the first episode, I was so nervous, and
which is crazy because I think you sound, it's natural.
I keep hearing that, but I don't feel it. You know what I mean? It's like so weird to me because
she's my Karen hand.
People. If I was aging us,
those Gen Xers and Zennials out there from the Chicagoland area know who Karen Hand is.
Oh man, I haven't heard that name in ages.
You'd be listening to morning radio, and you had Karen Hand. Shout out to Karen Hand out there if she ever listens to this. I know I followed her on Facebook for a little while.
She is probably like in her 60s now.
Probably in her 60s, yeah. She's got to be older.
Yeah, wow, that was a blast from the past.
Well, you figure that's from the 90s.
Yeah. Well, wow. No, but the point is to just, do stuff. Who cares? Like,
try to overcome those fears.
Yeah. Because otherwise you don't experience things and you don't learn and you don't grow and, you're stuck.
All right. So we'll leave that subject there. Now, we talked about your irrational fear of Jaws in the bathtub.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know why that struck me so funny.
I think it's hilarious.
It is funny.
That just lets you know what kind of kid I was. My imagination has always
Adult, everyone, adult.
adult at this point.
Yeah.
But
Air quotes,
air quotes adult.
adult.
But I've always had a wild and crazy imagination.
Oh, so do I.
It was always just like something grand. Playing what was that game? Lava, the floor is lava, and all that stuff. Like I really felt it in my life that I was gonna burn if I touched that floor. But anyways, where were you going with that?
I was gonna ask you about any more irrational fears
Most
that you can think of.
most of my fears, irrational fears.
Yeah, like silly fears.
Yeah, like it always came from something that I wasn't supposed to do, and that's the funny part. Because my mom was super strict on us, when we were growing up. She didn't want us to watch certain kind of movies.
Yeah,
And-
us too.
And what do you do as a kid? You watch them anyways. So
No, we didn't do that.
no.
Not at all, Mom
Never.
and Dad. No, I didn't watch.
I'll
Faces
admit
of
to it,
Death
I
when I wasn't
didn't.
supposed to. No, not at all.
No, well, there was this we watched this movie not too long ago. It's the one where the kid was in a wheelchair. And
Remember?
no, we watched it. The kid was in a wheelchair and The Silver Bullet.
Oh, Stephen King, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, I watched that movie. My mom did not want me to watch it, but I watched it anyways.
That was a good movie. I
It
like
was
that
an
one.
awesome movie. So, again, my little irrational mind, I went to bed and I remember that there was a really bad thunderstorm. And there was this like pine tree that kind of rubbed up against our window, right?
Okay.
And I remember that the wind was blowing so hard that the branches of this tree were tapping against my window. And in my head, I thought, oh my God, there's a werewolf coming up my window. And I remember I was just like screaming for my mom. And my mom, of course, burst into the room. She's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was like, there's a wolf outside. And she's like, what? Didn't I tell you not to watch that? It was always something like that with me.
I guess this counts as an irrational fear, but I was a little kid, and you know how little kids are. So I was in New York with my father. We were visiting family out there, and speaking of, I was, gosh, I don't even know how old I was. I was 4 or 5. I don't even remember. But that movie Salem's Lot came out, and now that I think of it, even when I was young, I'd be sitting in a dark room watching creepy stuff. But anyways, I'm sitting there watching Salem's Lot, and I don't know anybody out there that's seen the original Salem's Lot, but there was a couple scenes in that movie. One in particular that jumped out is when the kid's in the window. I remind me because you said that the branch was smacking the window.
Yeah.
But I got so scared. And I just jumped off the bed and ran. And I think I was looking for my dad. And I don't even think my dad was there. They were babysitting me. And it's like, and of course, like scary movies, right? Like we're big. Gloria and I, like we've said before, we're big nerds into comic book movies, cartoons, all kinds of stuff, right? And horror movies is another thing that we're big into. I think I'm more into them than Gloria is.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, we're big time into it. But even that is kind of a good example, right? When you watch a horror movie, you get scared, right? And then what happens? You're afraid to turn lights off. You try to make sure no one's behind your shower curtain. Try to make sure no one's in your back seat.
Yeah.
But there's nothing there. Nothing's gonna happen to you. It's just a movie.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes there is someone in the back seat, you know?
No, it depends on what part of Chicago you are.
Oh man. No, and that's like I'm trying to think of another irrational fear that I had. You know, actually now that I think about it, for a while, I remember when we first started watching superhero cartoons. There was I had never heard of Spider-Man before, and for some reason it stuck in my head, Spider-Man. You know, like,
Are you talking when you were younger? Or?
well, yeah, when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
And well,
When you first stumbled across Spidey.
Spidey, you know. So I went to bed and I had a nightmare that it was an actual man made out of spiders, Spider-Man.
Okay.
And it used to scare me, like when I used to see him. You know, obviously he's a good guy. You know, he's not.
Mhm.
But in my little brain, I thought, like, it's a man made out
Made
of
of
spiders.
spiders.
Yes.
It's a man with spider powers.
Yeah, well, irrational fears.
Spider powers. I wouldn't mind being bitten by a radioactive spider.
Yeah, with your luck, your thumb will fall off.
No, what's on The Simpsons? Spider Pig.
Your pig.
Doing whatever a Spider Pig does.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's me, Spider Pig.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, like your brain's telling you, oh, there's, Jason Voorhees is hiding in your closet, or Michael Myers is behind your hedges,
Yeah.
staring around at you, or gonna jump out at you. There's nothing there.
No, but you know what?
So your mind creates the boogeyman.
No, but sometimes it's your instincts or your inner gut telling you to be careful with something.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
But I mean, in most cases, it's just,
Your brain's trying to protect you.
right.
See, exactly. So it's like we come back to that. So obviously, Freddy Krueger's not going to be behind your TV. Like,
No.
but your brain is like getting you ready just in case, because you never know.
What was that movie where, the Blair Witch Project, right? That's the one
Oh
where they
my
were in the forest.
Running around for 2 hours.
Oh man, I was so nauseous during that movie because
I
of the
did not
camera.
like that movie.
No, so I watched the movie at a friend's house for the first time, right?
Mhm.
And I was spending the night at this friend's house, and she was so scared after the movie. And I was like,
Really scared after Blair Witch?
because she's like, man, that could happen anywhere. I was like, dude, no,
I
it's
can
not
see
gonna
the
happen.
yeah,
It
okay.
cannot happen anywhere. Okay, you have to be in the forest to be, to start with. You're not just gonna have the Blair Witch knocking on your door.
That movie got good like in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, the rest of the movie sucked.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No, not at all.
It was so overhyped.
Yeah, but again, the irrational fear of, feeling like somebody's watching
That
you.
is very true though. The fear was like suggested, I guess. I mean, because really it was just people lost in the woods.
Running around scared.
But I
the
mean,
crap
that
out of
is
each other.
scary though. I mean, I would be afraid of that.
I wouldn't want to be stuck in the woods either.
And you can get lost easily in the woods
Yeah.
if you don't know what the heck you're doing.
That reminds me of something.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I've told you this story before. So every year in the summertime, my mom would get together with one of our cousin's moms. She wasn't our cousin. Well, whatever. It was a bunch of cousins that used to go to Indiana Dunes.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what that is or not. But for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a state park, and it's basically
Yeah,
like,
it's in Indiana.
yeah, and it's like there's a bunch of dunes and trails. It's really like nature friendly. Like there's conservation and all sorts of
Gosh,
stuff.
it's been ages since I've been there.
Man, I think the last time I was there, I was like maybe 18.
God, it was even longer for me.
No, that's not true because I went a couple of years back, but to a different part. Because there's different parts to this.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
But we used to go to the same spot every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one time it was just me. I think you might have heard this story. Me, my two brothers,
Mm-hmm.
my cousin, her brother and her little brother. I was the oldest out of this little group that we were in. And every year we went through the same route, you know, and it would take us like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to get from the dunes to the beach.
Right.
You know, because you're walking all these trails, you're going up these dunes and down. And it's like you would slip and slide because of sand, and it was like so hot, you know. So by the time you reached the shoreline, you were all sweaty, and it was just like a relief.
Okay.
So one year we get the bright idea, like, let's go ahead of the adults. And I was so sure in myself that I knew the path to the water. And so we were walking and walking and walking, and you know, the beach seemed to be like the beach noise seemed to be getting further and further. And I was convinced that I knew where we were going. And I remember that all of a sudden we looked around and we were off the trail. Like, we were lost. I don't even know how that happened. We must have taken a wrong turn. I must have gotten distracted, you know, while I was talking to my cousins and goofing around. But we got lost, right? And so it's me. There's 6 kids, basically. 6, 7 kids. And I'm in charge of this whole little group. I'm not that much older myself.
Okay.
Right? So we're going through these dunes, and all of a sudden we see a man in a suit just walking in the middle of nowhere.
In the hot sand dunes?
Yes, and he was wearing like a business suit. I'm talking like
Lord.
he had a tie, he had, you know.
Okay, that's not creepy at all.
No, it's not. You know, but I got really freaked out because I was like, man, what am I going to do? I have like these little kids with me, and I'm little myself. And he was just rambling on to himself, and he just like walked past us.
Wow.
And at that point, we decided, you know what? Let's go towards the beach. Forget this trail. And once we got down to the beach part, we realized that we were way on the opposite side.
Gosh.
Yeah, so that was like a dumb thing to do. You know?
I don't even think that's a rational fear. I'd be
No.
like shit scared.
Right. So, but that gave me the irrational fear of being like lost and never finding my way back. It's creepy. I know. Well,
No, I mean it's legit. But yeah, that's
yeah.
freaky and scary.
I'm sorry, cousins. One of my cousins that still talks to us brings it up all the time. Remember that one time when you almost got us? No, I don't remember.
Abducted or murdered
in the middle of
the sand
of
dunes.
the sand dunes in Indiana.
All right, we're gonna leave one. I'm gonna give you one more irrational fear, and then we're gonna end it there. One of my irrational fears is, well, I shouldn't say is. It used to be with the invention of Google Maps and GPS. It has subsided, but I used to be deathly afraid of the highway expressway system in Chicago.
Yeah.
This is back in the days of when we actually looked at maps or MapQuest.
MapQuest.
I avoided the expressway like the plague because I was so afraid I was going to get lost. And my sense of direction is not the greatest. But yeah, I would rather take the extra 5-10 minutes and and drive all the side streets than jump on the expressway. Now I don't care. I mean, I'll jump on the expressway all day, but I would say that was an irrational fear that I had.
I wouldn't call that irrational, though.
Oh, but I mean, I think so because sure you'll get lost, but you'll find your way to where you're gonna go. I mean, it's not like you'll. It's not like you're not gonna ever be seen again.
Right.
So it's like that. I would say so. All right. Anyways, that was a silly one. We'll leave it there. Again, we really appreciate you guys tuning in, listening to us, subscribing. Please spread the word, share our podcast with other people. We try to cover, just everyday stuff people go through, especially when you older people out there. So thank you guys very much. I really, really do appreciate you guys. Remember to visit the website, the blog at sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. You can see a lot of articles I write, things we discuss on the podcast. Like, for example, now you can see Gloria's baby cats on there and the artwork or
Their lack of.
their lack of that we discussed on the podcast. It's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, we try to make it not always so serious, right? Why so serious? So, yeah, visit the website, sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. And if you guys got any suggestions, critiques, ideas, funny stories, stuff you want us to talk about, anything, drop us a line at the email at sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit us on the socials, all your socials, really. We're out there, X, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We're on YouTube as well. So don't forget to check that out. And once again, spread the word. Let people know that we're out here. We appreciate you. You got anything to say, Gloria?
No, I'm pretty quiet today.
Wow,
Wow, what a cheat.
that's
Shut up.
crazy. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be kind to yourselves, to others. Let's try to make this place less stressful and the best you can. So we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.